Have you seen this video? It's about this sweet and intelligent young man who was using food to cope with life. At one point he said that food was the only thing that was bringing him comfort, and that instantly got me, and I started crying because it just resonated so much. In today's video I want to talk about consequences of food addiction, how they might not be visible at first, but how to spot them early on. My name is Jolanta. I was food addict for 19 years, but now I'm 3 years clean. My story is slightly different than Chay's from the video, but we had one thing in common.
What do you snack on?
Potato chips. I love potatoes.
If I would watch this video 3 years ago when I was trying to quit my chips obsession, my initial thought would be, I don't look like Chay. Yes, I do love chips. I eat them in massive quantities, but I'm not that overweight, which is still fine, right? And I found this comment under the video. I'm addicted to chips too, but don't gain as much weight. And I was so grateful for somebody to write down my exact thoughts. So let's talk about it. You are addicted to food, but don't gain weight. Is that all right? When I was 10 years old, my chips obsession started, and I was healthy, normal weight looking kid that didn't show many signs of food disorders. Over the years, I was gradually gaining weight, and the only indicator that I was using was BMI calculator, but that one was still showing normal weight. And the trick to normal weight was constant movement. And I don't mean exercising every day, but walking everywhere. You see, when I was still living in Poland, I was using public transportation all the time. And that meant walking from home to bus stop, or to walk to school, or to meet my friends, or to go to the shop. Basically walking everywhere. And that was during school, university, and my early jobs. But when I got my first official full-time job, I was able to afford my first car, and that changed everything. And you guessed correctly, I started to gain weight because I was not burning those extra calories that I was eating every evening. And this time the BMI calculator said overweight. Slowly I started to realize that there are consequences to my food obsession, which now I know was an addiction. Let's take a look at 4 C's of addiction: craving, control, compulsion, and consequences. In the description of the video, you will find a guide that explains those 4 C's of addiction, but let's take an example from the same guide and compare it with my case. In the example, the person is anonymous, but I named him Mark, so you will see comparison between Mark and Jolanta. Craving. Mark finds alcohol pleasurable and he regularly goes to a bar after work. Jolanta loves potato chips and every day she eats 1 bag. Control. Mark drinks more due to increased tolerance, experiences withdrawal when he stops, and repeatedly fails to cut back. Jolanta adds more junk food to her menu, tries to limit processed food and sweets to 1 day per week, and fails repeatedly. Compulsion. Mark starts to restructure his life to prioritize drinking, ignoring his work and family. Jolanta plans every evening for binge-eating sessions and TV time, neglecting internal growth and quality family time. And finally, consequences. Eventually, Mark's wife leaves him and he loses his job. Jolanta gained weight and she was not happy with her body and noticed gradual relationship cracks. Full disclaimer here, I didn't want to scare you with this story. It's just to illustrate that we might be doing things gradually over the years and not see the actual consequences building up. But you don't need to hit the rock bottom. Analyze the 4 C's of addiction based on your specific example, and maybe you can take action early on.